Welcome, beloved. Listen very carefully. Before God uses a person publicly, He refines them privately. Every calling is preceded by a crushing, and every elevation by a season of hidden preparation. You don't stumble into purpose, you're sculpted for it. Joseph was anointed long before he was appointed. David was chosen while forgotten in the field. Esther was positioned long before she was promoted. Heaven's pattern never changes. God hides before He highlights. You may feel unseen, misunderstood, or stretched beyond what you can bear. But that tension is not rejection, it's construction. The weight you feel is the weight of destiny being fitted to your shoulders. For many are called, but few are chosen. Matthew 22:14, NKJV. Being chosen means being changed. God is not just preparing a platform for you, He's preparing you for the platform. Before He releases power through you, He establishes purity within you. The anointing flows through broken vessels. The oil that ran down David's head came after years of obscurity and obedience. The wilderness trained Moses. The pit shaped Joseph. The cross preceded Christ's crown. So when you find yourself in the quiet place, don't despise it, discern it. Heaven does its best work in secret. The process that feels painful is actually prophetic. God is forming endurance, humility, and faith that won't fracture under favor. Because when He decides to use you, it won't be about visibility, it'll be about victory. Power isn't given to the proud, it's entrusted to the proven. You'll know God is about to use you when everything ordinary starts feeling like training ground for something extraordinary. Chapter 1. You feel unseen, but not forgotten. And when He had removed him, He raised up for them David as king, to whom also He gave testimony, and said, I have found David, the son of Jesse, a man after my own heart, who will do all my will. Acts 13:22, NKJV. Every person God uses greatly walks through a season of divine invisibility. It's that strange place where you're faithful, yet unnoticed, anointed, yet hidden. You wonder if heaven has gone quiet, but in truth, God is guarding what He's growing. Before David ever held a crown, he held a harp. He learned to worship in solitude while tending sheep no one valued. Hiddenness is heaven's way of maturing the called. God trains you in private so that when you're seen, your spirit won't crumble under the weight of visibility. You may feel overlooked, but you are being observed by God. The field that feels forgotten is the very ground where character is born. What you call isolation, heaven calls incubation. Elijah thought he was the only prophet left, yet God whispered, I have reserved 7,000. 1 Kings 19:18. Even when you feel alone, you are never abandoned. The unseen place is sacred ground where identity becomes unshakable. In every hidden season, God strips away the need for validation. He removes the applause so your roots go deep in His approval. It's in those quiet days that endurance takes shape, humility anchors your soul, and your faith learns to breathe without an audience. Jesus spent 30 years in silence before 3 years of miracles. If the Son of God could be hidden, so can you. Hidden doesn't mean forgotten. It means chosen for a timing not yet revealed. So don't rush to be seen. Remain faithful when no one's watching. Heaven is watching. The oil is forming. And when the time is right, the same God who called you in secret will announce you in the open. Because when you belong to God, delay is never denial. It's divine development. Chapter 2. You're being stretched beyond comfort. Enlarge the place of your tent, and let them stretch out the curtains of your dwellings. Do not spare. Lengthen your cords and strengthen your stakes. Isaiah 54:2, NKJV. Before God increases your influence, He expands your capacity. Stretching is heaven's way of saying, I'm preparing you for more. But growth never feels graceful. It feels uncomfortable. The same hands that bless are the hands that break, shaping you to hold what's coming. Moses was stretched when God called him to speak, though he felt unqualified. Esther was stretched when silence could have cost her people's salvation. Even Jesus was stretched, literally, upon the cross, turning suffering into salvation. Every great calling passes through a season of divine discomfort. You're stretched when God asks you to forgive what still hurts, to trust when there's no evidence, to serve when you feel spent. But stretching is not punishment, it's preparation. When you feel like life is pulling you in opposite directions, remember, tension is proof that heaven is expanding you. The Spirit stretches your faith so it can contain new revelation, new authority, new grace. Paul wrote, "We are hard-pressed on every side, yet not crushed." 2 Corinthians 4:8. Pressure is not meant to destroy you, but to deepen you. What feels like breaking is actually making. The stretching season is sacred because it teaches surrender. It forces your strength to fail so that His power can fill the space. You discover that peace isn't the absence of pressure, it's the presence of purpose in it. Don't resist the stretch, embrace it. Every tear, every test, every tension is expanding your reach. The vessel that refuses to stretch can't carry new oil. So when you feel pulled beyond what you think you can bear, whisper this truth: God is enlarging me. You're not being torn apart, you're being shaped for overflow, because the promise always fits the one who's willing to be stretched for it. Chapter 3. You're losing what no longer fits. You cannot pour new wine into old wineskins, otherwise the wine will burst the skins. Luke 5:37, NIV. When God is preparing to use you in a greater way, He begins to remove what can't carry your next season. People shift, opportunities close. Doors you once begged to stay open suddenly seal shut. It's not rejection, it's refinement. Every promotion requires separation. Abraham couldn't take Lot into destiny. Gideon had to release the crowd before the victory. Jesus pruned the crowd until only a cross remained. God removes comfort to make room for capacity. You may grieve the loss of what was, but heaven rejoices over what's being born. Growth demands shedding. Habits, relationships, even versions of yourself that can't survive new levels of anointing. The hand of God often feels like loss before it looks like love. But every subtraction is making space for multiplication. Every branch that bears fruit, He prunes, that it may bear more fruit. John 15:2. You're not being stripped, you're being streamlined. The less you cling to the old, the freer your hands are to receive the new. So bless what left, release what ended, and trust the pruning. Because what you're losing isn't punishment, it's preparation for the power that's coming. Chapter 4. Your faith is being tested in the fire. Count it all joy, my brethren, when you fall into various trials, knowing that the testing of your faith produces patience. James 1:2-3, NKJV. Spiritual growth is often forged in fire. The heat feels unbearable, but it doesn't come to destroy, it comes to refine. God tests faith to reveal its depth, strengthen its root, and purify its fruit. Like gold in the furnace, your trust is measured under pressure. Abraham's faith was tested when he lifted Isaac, Daniel's when he faced the lions. Your trial may not look heroic, but every moment you choose obedience over fear, patience over panic, proves your maturity. Faith tested becomes faith tried and true. The fire exposes what is temporary and strengthens what is eternal. Don't pray for the fire to pass. Pray for the endurance to rise through it. Heaven honors the steadfast heart. Every test is an invitation to trust deeper, walk higher, and shine brighter. Your faith isn't being broken, it's being baptized in purpose. Chapter 5. Your words are becoming seeds. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruits. Proverbs 18:21, NKJV. Spiritual maturity shows itself in speech. The immature speak impulsively. The mature speak intentionally. Every word you release is a seed for life, for blessing, for harvest. Jesus taught that the heart produces the words of life. Matthew 12:34-35. As your spirit grows, your words begin to align with God's will. They encourage the weary, guide the lost, and release hope where despair once lived. The mature choose silence when wrath tempts, wisdom when confusion surrounds, and faith when fear whispers. Your tongue becomes a tool, not a trap. Speak life over situations, people, and yourself. Watch as heaven moves, doors open, and fruit multiplies. Words are not just expressions, they are investments in eternity. Chapter 6. Your actions reflect the invisible, for we walk by faith, not by sight. 2 Corinthians 5:7, NKJV. Spiritual maturity is visible in unseen obedience. The immature act for recognition, the mature act because God is watching. Your hidden choices, small acts of kindness, and secret devotion reveal the heart of your faith. Daniel prayed in private, Daniel 6, and Joseph resisted temptation in isolation, Genesis 39. Heaven honors consistency over applause. Every quiet sacrifice, every unseen act is shaping your destiny. What the world misses, God records. Your life becomes a mirror of the invisible, His wisdom, mercy, and power at work through you. Maturity is not in public approval, but in private integrity. Walk faithfully in the shadows, and the light of God will follow you everywhere. Chapter 7. Your heart moves like Christ's, but when He saw the multitudes, He was moved with compassion for them. Matthew 9:36, NKJV. Spiritual maturity is revealed in a heart that mirrors Christ. The immature focus on self. The mature notice needs, feel pain, and respond with mercy. Compassion is not occasional, it is instinctive. Jesus wept with the broken, fed the hungry, and healed the hurting. His heart was always in motion for others. John 11:35. As you grow, God shapes your heart to love deeply, forgive quickly, and serve willingly. A mature heart doesn't calculate gain, it measures impact. Every act of kindness, patience, and empathy becomes a reflection of God's presence on earth. Your love becomes a conduit for healing, hope, and transformation. True maturity is measured not by knowledge, gifts, or recognition, but by how naturally your heart moves like Christ's. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. Jeremiah 29:11, NKJV. You have walked through seasons of being unseen, stretched, pruned, tested, and refined. Your words have become seeds, your actions reflect the invisible, and your heart now beats with Christ's compassion. Every trial, every quiet moment, every refining fire has been preparing you for God's purpose. Now is your time. The oil of God flows freely through your obedience, and your life becomes a platform for His power. What was hidden will be revealed. What was broken will be multiplied, and what was ordinary will become extraordinary. Speak this over yourself. I am chosen, I am prepared, I am empowered. The Lord will use me mightily for His glory. My season of breakthrough has come. Step forward in faith. Heaven has been watching. God is ready to move through you, and the world will see His hand in your life. Because when God decides to use you, it's not about recognition, it's about transformation, impact, and eternal fruit.